Good morning, students of class 3. Students, I'm sure all of you are in a cheerful mood today. Today, students, I'm going to start with lesson 6, Jack discovers a new land. Those of you who have got the new edition of Wordsworth English Reader book, please turn to page number 51 and let's start with lesson 6, Jack discovers a new land. Students, lesson 6 is the second part of lesson 5, Jack and the Beanstalk. In lesson 5, we had read that Jack was a young boy and he lived in a small cottage with his ill mother. One day, they had nothing to eat, so they decided to sell their old cow, Daisy. Jack left for the market with a heavy heart because he was not wanting to sell his beloved cow, but he had no other option. And in the market, Jack exchanged his old cow for a handful of magic beans. When he returned home, his mother was very angry, and in anger, she threw the beans out of the window. And that night, Jack and his mother had to sleep hungry because they had nothing to eat. And in the morning, when Jack woke up, what did he see? A huge beanstalk out of his bedroom window. Jack was very curious as to where that beanstalk was leading up in the sky. So, from this bedroom window, he climbed up onto the beanstalk. He climbed higher and higher, higher and higher, till his cottage looked like a mere speck from above. Now we all are very curious to know that what happened next. What did Jack see? I hope all of you are curious, want to know. So let's start with lesson 6, Jack discovers a new land. Students, first I'll read all the new words with their meaning. Then I'll explain those things and then start with the reading of the lesson. So let's start. Lesson 6, Jack discovers a new land. Students, we all have read the story Jack and the Beanstalk, lesson 5. Now we all are very curious to know as to what happens next. Now let's read lesson 6, but now before I read it, I would like to explain all the new words of this lesson. Students, the first new word of the lesson is castle. Castle means palace. Can you see this picture? This is the picture of a castle. बेटा बड़ा सा महल उसको हम पैलेस भी बोलते हैं और कैसल भी बोलते हैं. कैसल में जनरली किंग्स रहते थे, isn't it? So palaces are known as castles and in Hindi we call them as mahal. So castle, palace. Then students, there's one phrase given at the bottom of page number 51. At the sight of. At the sight of means on seeing someone. At the sight of means on seeing someone. Now, next page 52. Let's see the word meanings of page number 52. Students, the second word is popped. Popped means put something inside. Popped, put something inside. When you open something and put a thing inside that, that is known as popped. Then the third word is roared. Roared means shouted loudly. Roared, shouted loudly. Shouted in a loud voice. Then the third word is grind. Grind means crush into small pieces. You must have seen your mothers operating the mixer grinder in the kitchen. Often she grinds the spices in the mixer, and then the spices turn into small pieces or powder. So grinding means beta पीसना, कोई भी चीज को पीसना. मम्मी मिक्सर ग्राइंडर में मसाले या चटनी और कुछ भी चीजें ग्राइंड करती है कि नहीं मिक्सर में. सो ग्राइंडिंग मीन्स टू क्रश इनटू स्मॉल पीसेस और पाउडर. Grind, crush into small pieces or powder. Then the fourth word is mistaken. Mistaken, to be wrong. Mistaken, to be wrong. गलत समझ लेना, जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना mistaken. Then the fifth word is oxhide. Oxhide. Oxhide means skin of an ox. Oxhide, skin of an ox. Then students, on page number 53, the new words, the seventh new word is wonder. The seventh new word is wonder. And wonder means surprise. Wonder means surprise. Wonder, surprise. Then the eighth word is fetch. Fetch means to bring. Fetch means to bring. लेके आना. Fetch, to bring. Fetch, to bring. Then students, the ninth word is lyre. Lyre, musical string instrument. Musical string instrument. An instrument which has got strings, and when you touch those strings, nice soft music comes out. And that instrument is known as lyre. Then student, the 10th word is crept. Crept, walked slowly, walked very quietly and slowly without making any noise, so that nobody comes to know that somebody is walking. So crept means walk very quietly without making any sound, without being noticed. So crept means walked quietly. Then the 11th word is tiptoed. Tiptoed, walk very silently. Walk on your toes so that you don't make any noise. एकदम टो के जो है टिप पे चलना. That is known as tiptoed. Walk very silently. Then the 12th word, student, is fearful. Fearful means scary. Scary, which makes you very frightened. You're full of scare. डरावना जिसको कहते हैं. So fearful is scary. Fearful is scary. Then the 13th word is screamed. Scream means shouted loudly. जोर से बोलते हैं ना, चीखना चिल्लाना. That is known as screamed. Shouted loudly. Then the 14th word is spy, and spy means to see. देखना, spy, see. Spy, see. Then the 15th word is club. Club is a heavy stick which is thick at one end. एक बहुत मोटी सी लकड़ी जो एक साइड से बहुत thick हो. That is known as club. Then the 16th word is dashed. Dashed means ran fast. Dashed, ran fast. Then the 17th word is chopped. Chopped means cut in small pieces. छोटे छोटे pieces में cut करना. Chopped, cut in small pieces. Chopped, cut in small pieces. Mummy generally chops vegetables before making it, isn't it? Mother chops the vegetable, she chops the vegetable and then she cooks it. So chop means to cut into small pieces. Then the last word meaning, student, is terrible. Terrible means horrible or very bad. Terrible means horrible or very bad. बेटा बहुत खराब या भयानक, उसको हम terrible बोलते हैं. Now, students, one more phrase is given at the bottom of page number 54, and that is to catch sight of, which means to see someone or something. To catch sight of, to see someone or something. किसी चीज को या किसी को देखना. So that is known as to catch sight of. I hope the word meanings are clear to you. Now, students, I'll read the lesson for you. Please listen to me. Listen to my pronunciations. Now in this lesson, we'll come to know that what did Jack see after climbing the beanstalk. When the beanstalk ended, Jack found himself in front of a great castle with a broad road leading straight up to the front gate. As he drew near the castle, he saw a huge lady standing at the door. Jack was scared at the sight of the lady, but he asked, "Would you please, ma'am, give me some breakfast? I have had nothing to eat since yesterday." The giant's wife was very kind. She said, "Very well, little man, come in. But you must be quick about it. If my husband, the giant, finds you here, he will eat you up, bones and all. Here is a cup of milk and some sandwiches." Suddenly, there was a loud knock at the front door, which seemed to shake even the thick walls of the castle. The giant's wife quickly lifted Jack up and popped him into an empty kettle. When her husband rode out, fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of a young one. Be he alive or be he dead, I will grind his bones to make my bread. It's a boy, I'm sure it is. He continued, "Where is he? I will have him for my breakfast." "Nonsense," said his wife. "You must be mistaken. It's the ox hide you smell." Thus the giant sat down and ate a greater part of the ox. When he had finished, he said, "Wife, bring me my money bags." His wife brought him 2 bags of gold, and the giant began to count his money. Jack watched in wonder at all that was happening. The giant then asked his wife to fetch his little hen which laid golden eggs. The hen laid 20 golden eggs. After the giant had put the eggs into a basket, he called out, "Wife, bring me the golden lyre." His wife brought the golden lyre and placed it on the table. "Sing," said the giant, and the lyre at once began to sing the most beautiful songs that ever were heard. It sang so sweetly that the giant soon fell fast asleep. Seeing that the giant was fast asleep, Jack crept quietly out of the kettle and tiptoed to the table. He gathered the money bags and the little hen. He put them into a large bag, and just as he lifted the golden lyre, the hen called out, "Master, Master." The giant woke up just in time to catch sight of Jack running out of the kitchen door with his money and hen. With a fearful roar, he screamed, "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I spy a country bum. He is alive, but will soon be dead when I grind his bones to make my bread." He grabbed his club and dashed after Jack, who was already halfway down the beanstalk. The giant began to climb down too. But as soon as Jack saw him coming, he called out, "Mother, bring me an axe." Jack had no sooner reached the ground when he chopped the beanstalk. Down came the giant with a terrible crash. And that was the end of him. With the bags of gold and little hen, Jack and his mother helped the entire village. All the villagers blessed them and lived happily ever after. So, students, this was lesson 6. Jack discovers a new land. Students, these stories, these are Jack and the Beanstalk, part 1, and Jack discovers new land is the second part. These are fairy tales, beta pariyon ki kahani, and they have got many versions. They have passed down over the years through oral storytelling. Beta, from generation to generation, these fairy tales have been passed down, and the versions have kept on changing. So if you see their animated movies, you'll see different version each time. Now students, I'll explain the lesson to you. But before I explain the lesson, I would once again revise the word meanings and the phrases of this lesson. So please listen to me so that you come to know the correct pronunciation as well. Students, the first word is castle, and castle means palace. Castle, palace. Then the second new word is popped. Popped means put something inside. Popped, put something inside. The third word is road, and road means shouted loudly. Road, shouted loudly. The fourth word is grind. Grind means crush into small pieces. Grind, crush into small pieces. Then the fifth word is mistaken. Mistaken, to be wrong. Mistaken, to be wrong. Then the sixth word is ox hide. Means skin of an ox. Oxhide, skin of an ox. Then students, the seventh word is wonder. And wonder means surprise. Wonder, surprise. Then the eighth word is fetch. Fetch means to bring. Fetch, to bring. Fetch, to bring. Then the ninth word is lyre. Lyre, a musical string instrument. Lyre, a musical string instrument. The 10th word is crept. Crept means walked quietly. Crept, walked quietly. Then the 11th word is tiptoe. tiptoed. Tiptoed means walked very silently. Tiptoed, walked very silently. Tiptoed, walked very silently. Then the 12th word is fearful. Fearful means scary. Fearful, scary. Fearful, scary. Fearful, scary. Then the 13th word is screamed. Scream means shouted loudly. Screamed, shouted loudly. Then the 14th word is spy. Spy means see. Spy, see. Spy, see. Then the 15th word is club. Club means a heavy stick which is thick at one end. A heavy stick which is thick at one end. Then the 16th word is dashed. Dashed means ran fast. Dashed, ran fast. Dashed, ran fast. The 17th word is chopped. Chopped means cut in small pieces. Chopped, cut in small pieces. Chopped, cut in small pieces. And the last new word of this lesson is 18th word, that is terrible. Terrible means horrible or very bad. Terrible means horrible or very bad. Then students, there are two phrases given in the lesson. The first one is at the sight of, which means on seeing someone. And the second phrase is to catch sight of, to see someone or something. To catch sight of, to see someone or something. Students, now I'll start explaining this lesson. But students, before I explain, on page number 51, can you all see the picture of the big castle? Castle means palace, and generally kings and queens, they reside in huge castles which are also known as palaces. So I hope all of you can see the picture of castle on page number 51. Castle means palace, and you all can see the picture of a huge castle. And in this castle, students, a giant used to live along with his wife. So, when the beanstalk ended, Jack found himself in front of a great castle with a broad road leading straight up to the front gate. So now students, as we had read in lesson 5, that Jack, he had started climbing the beanstalk, and he climbed higher and higher. है ना? And when the beanstalk ended, what did Jack see? Jack saw that he was in front of a great castle. Jack एक बहुत बड़े से castle के सामने था, और in front of him was a broad road. Broad means बहुत wide, चौड़ी. उसके सामने एक broad road थी, and that road was leading straight up to the front gate of the castle. Or वो road, can you see this broad road? It is leading to the front gate of the big castle. तो जैसे ही जैक beanstalk के ऊपर ही ऊपर चढ़ा, and where that beanstalk ended, what did Jack see? That he was in front of a great castle, and there was a broad road leading to the front gate of the castle. As he drew near the castle, he saw a huge lady standing at the door. So Jack, he started going towards the castle. जैक कैसल की तरफ जाने लगा. And when he reached near the castle, what did he see? A huge lady. Can you see the huge lady? How huge she is compared to Jack. Jack is looking so small. He's looking like a dwarf in front of that giant, huge lady. So, what did Jack see? He saw a giant lady standing at the door of the big, great castle. I hope all of you can see that giant lady. Sabko giant lady. Can you all see that? Hmm. So, a giant lady was standing at the door of the great castle. Jack was scared at the sight of the lady. Anybody will feel scared if we also go and if we also see a huge person, very big compared to us, we'll also feel scared. So Jack was scared on seeing that huge lady. बड़ी सी lady को देख के Jack को भी डर लगा, isn't it? But he asked, would you please, ma'am, give me some breakfast? Jack was scared, but then he was so hungry that, देखो, how politely Jack is asking, would you please, ma'am, give me some breakfast? It was morning time because he had woke up and straight away after waking up, he had jumped from the window of his bedroom up on the beanstalk and they hadn't anything to eat. So Jack had slept hungry because he hadn't eaten anything the other day. So he was very hungry. So he requested the huge lady that, ma'am, would you please give me some breakfast? I have had nothing to eat since yesterday. Jack did not eat had eaten since yesterday. He had to sleep hungry because he had exchanged his cow for a handful of magic beans. So he did not get any money, so he could not bring any food to eat. So he had slept hungry. So he requested that huge lady that, ma'am, would you please give me some breakfast because I have not eaten anything since yesterday. So what did we read? That when the beanstalk ended, Jack found himself in front of a great castle. Castle means a big palace. I hope all of you can see the picture of the castle. What is a castle? A palace. Castle is a palace. So, when Jack climbed the beanstalk and the beanstalk ended, what did he see? He found himself in front of a great castle. And there was a broad road leading straight up to the front gate of the castle. And the moment he climbed down the beanstalk, he saw that a broad means wide, चौड़ी, एक ब्रॉड रोड कैसल के मेन गेट की तरफ जा रही थी. So Jack started walking on that road, and as he drew near the castle, what did he see? He saw a huge lady standing at the door. The lady was very huge. Can you all see Jack? He's standing near the lady. How small he's looking compared to that huge lady. Can you see the difference in size? Huge, and Jack is looking very tiny compared to that lady. Jack was scared at the sight of the lady, but he asked. Initially, Jack got scared. Jack को भी डर लगा उस lady को देख के. But then he was hungry. So he requested, would you please, ma'am, give me some breakfast? What did he say? Would you please, ma'am, give me some breakfast? I have had nothing to eat since yesterday. जैक ने बताया लेडी को कि मैम प्लीज मुझे कुछ ब्रेकफास्ट खाने को दीजिए बिकॉज yesterday से जो बीत गया दिन उस from that day I have not eaten since yesterday. Yesterday means the day which has already been past, isn't it? So Jack told that man, please give me some breakfast to eat because I have had nothing to eat since yesterday. मेरे पास कल से कुछ भी मैंने नहीं खाया because he didn't have anything to eat. So he requested the lady that, would you please, ma'am, give me some breakfast. So students, this was the explanation of page 51. The next page I'll explain and continue in my next class. Thank you, students. Have a good day ahead.